Hey guys, this is Tiffany with the Nerdettes, and I'm here to talk about the newest episode of Walking Dead, Season 8, Episode 7, Time for After. And I'm a little late on this. I actually watched it the night it came out, but when you have family and friends having trouble and going to the hospital, you get a little behind, so I apologize. But yeah, this episode is called Time for After, and we'll talk about the meaning behind that and I don't know. All these titles you can kind of speculate. I mean, this one has an obvious meaning in it, but there's always those kind of like double entendres, so you can interpret it how you choose. But anyways, it starts with Rick still being, contained and imprisoned inside of this like shipping crate that the kind you see on barges, and he's still at this kind of junkyard with those people that betrayed him before, uh, and for some reason they decide to take him out just to take his picture on like a Polaroid. I guess maybe they're wanting to send that back to Sanctuary to maybe bargain with Negan for something for it. But what they don't realize is what Rick's been trying to tell them is that Sanctuary is overtaken with zombies right now because of what they've done. So this episode is very much, how you have some episodes that are one character centric. This episode is a Eugene episode because it immediately goes to Eugene, and for the rest of this episode, I mean, a lot of it is all centric and revolves around Eugene and his choices. So he makes a list, and the list is divided into like three columns. And the first list is what I know, and then the middle column is what I know I don't know. And the third column says things I am unaware of wholly. So, I mean, obviously, he's been conflicted on, the fact that he's been here to begin with. It is almost a betrayal of Abraham's memory in a way for him to even be like listening and to be even understanding of Negan, even though Negan has a code. I mean, ultimately, he destroyed his one friend in this, post-apocalyptic world. So, I don't know. But anyway, so Eugene goes and he talks to Dwight and basically reveals that he knows he's the traitor. But like that, even though he knows that, he doesn't choose to disclose it to Negan. Um, and Dwight is trying to sway him to his side because, obviously Eugene came from Alexandria. Dwight kind of, I guess, in a way, has assumed that he'll ultimately join him in this fight because he knows, like, Rick, and he's, friends with these people that he's been with this whole time in this, fight. So maybe he'll, follow them. But basically, he even goes as far as to say that, Negan and Sanctuary are already finished. You might as well accept it and be with me instead of choosing to follow Negan. But Eugene, I guess after he goes through all of this kind of mental thought process, and I mean, obviously we know he's very intelligent. He basically threatens Dwight and ultimately says that he's a savior, that he still stands by that he is Negan. He actually says we're saviors, we save, and he says basically, I'm not going to say anything about this, but if you go out of line, if you do anything that would cause harm to Sanctuary or Negan, or if I feel like you're plotting to do something, I'm going to bring you down and ultimately, reveal everything that's been going on to Negan and everybody else. So, at this point, Eugene goes to see Gabriel. Like, he's in the hospital. Obviously, he's been infected. He has this horrible infection from the blood and guts that him and Negan had to smear on themselves from the from the walkers to escape through the large horde just to get inside this facility. So all those blood and guts, gave him a horrible sickness and infection. So Eugene kind of goes to check it out, and as he's with Gabriel, he admits to him, because Gabriel is that person, obviously Negan kind of confessed in a way. Now it's Eugene's turn to have like a type of confession. And basically he admits he doesn't know what the right thing to do is. He's conflicted still. Like he doesn't know if, where his mindset is the right place to be. He doesn't know, like he's worried that in the end he'll be, I guess, disappointed in himself, and doesn't really know in this scenario what he should be doing. So and Gabriel says, you have never had blood on your hands, you've never had to deal with the same types of things as all these people have had to deal with. You've never had the blood on your hands, but ultimately, when it comes down to it, you'll know the right thing when it comes. And when Eugene goes to leave, he looks down and he has blood on his thumb. Like a little smear, like on the pad of his thumb. And it seems to like shake him in a way, because he's literally never had blood on his hands. So it's, I mean, I don't know. Did he have Abraham's after Negan like chopped him down basically? I don't recall, but I mean, it could be part of that kind of mindset. Is that what it reminds him of? So but anyways, so Negan is talking to Eugene now in like this conference room, and it's obvious that Eugene has gone to him with some plan to get them out of Sanctuary, or to get this horde away from Sanctuary. And he Negan shakes his hand. He's like lauding him in front of all these other saviors. Basically says, there's a mutual respect between them that's understood. And again, this is in front of Dwight and all of these other people at Sanctuary. So anyways, later Eugene goes down and we see Sasha's coffin, and he's obviously very disturbed, but he's going down here for an intent. He lifts the coffin, and there's that MP3 player that she was given before she died and turned into a zombie, which I'm guessing was a creative way for her to exit and go to Star Trek Discovery, but there you go. But anyways, he gets the MP3 player and decides to use it to put on like a flying paper airplane that he has set up, a very intricate, like very well made and molded and like angled perfectly, where it can carry the weight of the MP3 and fly straight with like almost like a RC type thing. So he controls it to go over this horde of zombies. And Dwight actually sees him do this and shoots it out of the air. And right as this is happening, we see that Daryl and Michonne and Tara, obviously they're planning to ram into Sanctuary. Like their plan is to get this truck that has a lot of weight behind it and just plow right into the side of Sanctuary, because their thought process is, if they open up a hole, these zombies will come through. It'll destroy a lot of the saviors and weaken the ones that maybe survive inside, where they can attack and ultimately win. So right as this paper plane gets shot down, Daryl launches the truck in the side of the building, plows through it. The walkers come in and start attacking everybody and biting them. All the people that have been, like, all the saviors that are confined to the first floor, production floor, are of course running up the stairs to where they're not supposed to be, in the upper levels. And you see Eugene just kind of frozen, like he's like just kind of watching all these saviors and people being like eaten and demolished by these walkers, and he's like watching it, like, again, like kind of like a PTSD type thing, but at the same time just like he can't look away, you know? I don't know. It's almost like it seems like it's not real or something, and he's watching it like almost an out of body type watching. I don't know, but anyways, um, it goes back to Eugene and telling Gabriel basically that he has chosen to obey Negan, and we see him get angry, like he just, this change comes over him, and he basically tells him his words make no difference, that all of the things that he thinks are right or wrong or whatever, that they don't make a difference. At the end of the day, he has chosen to obey Negan, that Negan is right, and that he needs to do whatever he can to stand by him. So, like that next frame, we see him talking to Negan again. Yet again, Negan's praising him, this time for something else. A new plan of action for them to get out of here. So, like, he calls Eugene his second most important person and tells all the other saviors in here that he has bullets and he has a way out of the situation. And we see that, like, Eugene is drinking, which is not something he typically does. But anyway, so I'm curious what that other plan is. Like, obviously he has bullets, so they can arm themselves. Because he, as we know, he can manufacture bullets. But I'm just curious what he thinks is going to work to, pull them out of here. And obviously something that maybe the culmination of his kind of like epiphany of what his choice is going to be in this, and his thought process for this idea has driven him to drink. Who knows? I don't know. But and also, witnessing all those walkers and what they did. So anyways, it goes back to Rick, and here we go. Another, like, Mad Max-esque zombie challenge. He's already done one, and he obviously was the victor. And here we go again. They're bringing in this zombie with, like, those spikes yet again, and he's almost like, really, this again? And he easily, like, controls it by taking its, like, little stick that's like it's, almost like, how you see these animal control people putting that, like a metal stick with, like, the noose or leash around a dog, and, like, just dragging them. That's basically what this is. So he gets control of it, is able to, like, take out the people that are trying to, like, get him back away and out of control, with this, like, Mad Max walker. And he turns on the leader and overcomes her, and basically tells her, "I'm leaving. I'm done. He's obviously defeated her." And he ends up offering her yet again the same kind of offer, when she backstabbed him and went with the Saviors and with Negan. He tells her that him and his, all these friends and cohabitants and the kingdom and the hilltop, all of Alexandria, are like winning against Sanctuary, according to him, and that if she joins him, he will give her a fourth. And finally, of course, she begrudgingly agrees to get a fourth and join him yet again. And so he is bringing her and the people to Sanctuary, and I'm assuming he has a plan to kind of go in and overtake it. Well, when he gets there, all he sees is this giant hole in the side of the building. The large horde of walkers that were outside the building are not there. They're obviously inside, and who knows where else. And just, I don't know if it's that they're inside or that they're gone completely, and that Eugene's plan worked. I don't know. Well, I'm sure we'll learn next episode. But basically, he doesn't see any zombies or walkers on the outside of the building. and he just seems to be shell shocked. I mean, obviously he didn't know Daryl's plan. He didn't know what has happened here, and I can only imagine what he's gonna do when he does find out. So, anyways, the title "Time for After" is something that the leader of like this junkyard gang says, is like whenever he's like, we need to talk, and every time she takes him out of the shipping container, he wants to talk and have discussion and compromise, and she always, her answer is the same: time for after. And basically, that there's time for it after whatever it is that she's planning, or whatever is going on at the time. She obviously doesn't want to entertain him right then. So that's where the title comes from for this episode. But yeah, I mean, again, Eugene was one of my favorite characters, and I don't know, like, how I feel about him now. I was kind of hoping he would become like a badass, kind of like Carol was when she like took down this whole like village, and like by herself, like a badass. Like I kind of thought that Eugene would go that way, because they kind of, what now seems maybe uselessly, but we'll see, showed that he knew how to make a bomb, because he showed some of Negan's wives previously how to do a bomb, and impresses them, by doing so. So it's clear that they, showed this for some reason in the future. What that is, I don't know. But I mean, I had almost assumed that he was going to like lull Negan into a false sense of security, make him think that he was on his side and that he was, joining the saviors, etc., and create some huge bomb and blast the ever-loving heck out of Sanctuary and all of its inhabitants. So, I don't know. I mean, now he kind of seems to, be going to the dark side, as it were. And, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. So I guess we'll see what happens. I know a lot of people have stopped watching. They say that this season is the least watched season of Walking Dead that has ever come out. I guess people are just kind of done with, I guess the more filler type episodes that Walking Dead has had, and are just, maybe they're just tired of seeing this long drawn out story. Maybe they've read or not read, or not interested in the comics. I don't know. But yeah, so anyways, again, that was for episode 7, Time for After. Do not forget that right now we have a huge giveaway going. You only have until Wednesday to submit an entry. So if you want to win any of the games that we're giving away, again, we're giving away Star Wars Battlefront 2 on any platform of your choice, and Call of Duty World War II. So again, on any platform of your choice where it's available. So if you want to win, check out that giveaway video. It gives you all the details. The major thing is to subscribe to the channel, and it tells you how to truly enter the giveaway and possibly win one of those games. So check out that video if you haven't already. Definitely subscribe. You can also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/thenerdettes. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you again later. Bye, guys.